This is pure gold. It looks like solid gold, but actually solid gold is made up of very, very tiny parts called atoms. Atoms are so small that we can't see atoms with our eyes, but by using special types of microscopes, we can see that they exist. Pure gold is made only of gold atoms. Okay, now pure gold is one kind of substance. Let's look at another kind of substance. This is a drop of pure water. Now suppose we could look very closely at the drop of water. We would find two types of atoms, hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms. Oxygen is one part of the air around us which we breathe in. There's also a tiny bit of hydrogen in the air. Oxygen and hydrogen are each a kind of gas, whose atoms spread far apart to fill up whatever space that they're in. Alright, let's imagine that these are two hydrogen atoms, and let's imagine that this is an oxygen atom. Here, the hydrogen atoms and the oxygen atoms are separated from each other. But sometimes atoms can join together. When they do, we call the joined atoms a molecule. Hydrogen is normally a gas, and so is oxygen. However, if two hydrogen atoms join with one oxygen atom, that makes a molecule of something that is very different from either hydrogen or oxygen, something that we call water. In a tiny droplet of water, there are more than 1 billion trillion water molecules. The very tiniest bit of water you could have is a single molecule with two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. A scientist might write H2O to represent one molecule of water. The H2 stands for the two hydrogen atoms, and the O stands for the single oxygen atom. We can use electricity to split water apart so that it becomes hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. When you look around, you can find millions of different substances in the things around us. Soap, fur, feathers, plastic, rubber, paper, ink, wood, metal, cotton, paint, mustard, leather, etc. But we know about 100 kinds of atoms. But wait, how could there be millions of different substances around us if there are only about 100 known kinds of atoms? Well, you could compare this to the English alphabet. It has only 26 letters. But those 26 letters can be combined in different ways to create hundreds of thousands of different words. So it's similar with atoms. As we learned, two hydrogen atoms could combine with one oxygen atom to make one molecule of water. But now, let's add another kind of atom called carbon. If you join 12 hydrogen atoms with 6 oxygen atoms and 6 carbon atoms, you get one molecule of a kind of sugar called glucose. So, what can we do with this information? Basically, two things. First, for various substances, we can find out what atoms and what molecules they're made of. We can find out what substances are made of. And second, we can put atoms together to make molecules of substances that we need. Sometimes when we do that, we make new kinds of molecules that have never existed before. For example, people used a certain combination of atoms to create a brand new man-made substance that is super light, but also super strong, and it's called Kevlar. Kevlar has been used in snowboards and skis, in shoes, and even in ping pong paddles. Doing either of these two things is called chemistry. We do chemistry to better understand the substances in our world and to make new, valuable substances that can improve our lives.